soon. I'm your host, Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Prime Time Wrestling once again, where we feature the superstars of the World Wrestling Federation, indeed, the greatest professional athletes in the world today. And our feature this week, a beauty. Tito Santana, former Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, taking on the natural Butch Reed.
And Slick will be in the corner.
Well, I knew you'd want to mention something like that. Well, Slick could be looking like this before very long.
Oh, sure, make jokes.
Well, it's not a joke. You think it's a joke?
Well, you know my
You think
doubt.
that's a joke?
Hey, easy, will you? Have to sit out here another couple hours while you poke at me?
Well, how much longer are you going to wear that stupid thing?
Until I'm 100% physically
Or
well.
until the case comes to court or whatever?
I'm not suing. It's too easy to sue.
Uh-huh.
No, it'll take more than Judge Wapner to get Patera out of this one.
Well, we have a lot of other interesting matches coming up. Nikolai Volkoff, the big 305-pound Russian, taking on 82nd Airborne Corporal Kersner.
Kersner, yeah.
You don't see Kersner. Kersner did a lot of hazardous things. Of course, he didn't attack a guy named Ken Patera, which
No,
was
he did
stupid.
a lot of hazardous work. It's rough cleaning up the latrines and peeling potatoes. Yeah,
You know how many jumps the guy made?
I don't care to go into his personal life.
I'm not talking about his personal life. He was part of the Airborne Division.
Oh, that's right. He made it to corporal.
Please.
But his mentality, he's lucky he made it past his driver's test. Of course, we never seen him drive either. We don't know that.
I wouldn't knock anybody if I were you. You know, you could be hobbled as well as have a sprained neck, and you wouldn't be able to get around at all.
Because this week or next, I have a surprise coming up.
Yeah?
Yes.
Care to elaborate?
Now, you want to know so bad, don't you?
No, not really. I could care less. Opening match coming up, tag team action. Roma and Powers taking on the Magnificent One and the Ace. Let's go to ringside.
From Kensington, New York, Paul Roma. His tag team partner from New York City, Jim Powers. The opponents, at a combined weight of 529 pounds, from Kansas City, the Ace, Cowboy Bob Orton. His partner from Sunset Beach, Hawaii, the Magnificent Morocco.
Talk about tag team action. We're going to have it right here. The Magnificent Morocco teaming up with Ace Cowboy Bob Orton, probably the greatest technician inside that squared circle that I've seen in quite a number of years, Alfred.
They really are. And here's an interesting feature about this bout. I believe that Powers may equal, to coin a word there, the power of Don Morocco. He looks equally as strong from the outside, and I'm sure we'll see a test of that as this bout progresses.
But Alfred, he doesn't have it on the inside. Now, those two good-looking kids, do you think they want to sacrifice their face?
Yes. Powers, in fact, is starting off with Morocco, so we may see this test of strength straight away.
Gorilla Monsoon here at ringside at Madison Square Garden with Bobby the Brain Heenan and his lordship Alfred Hayes, bringing you all this exciting action. Indeed, Morocco, former Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, can give anybody a wrestling lesson.
Oh.
I think he's got Powers stunned already, to tell the truth.
I think he's got him scared.
So much for my...
Quick tag made. The Ace in. Whoa, did he plant him with that one?
Of course, you're still wearing a Margaret Thatcher button. So
what's wrong with that?
She'll win. Gosh, just look at the strength. Talking of strength and power of Orton.
Backbreaker, well executed by the master.
Beautifully executed. In fact, you couldn't fault that move in any way whatsoever.
And if he decides to put that superplex on you, you can forget about it. You'll need about 2.5 pounds of Ramagel in order to survive that move.
I'd like to see Bundy do that to Little Beaver again.
Look out, reversal coming up. Orton hard in, over the top, almost rammed the post. He's draped up there like a curtain. Oh, I believe he just became a soprano, an alto at least.
He couldn't seem to control that body. In fact, he became rather ungainly in that particular move.
Side headlock by the youngster. There's the tag. Strange way to be coming in from the top. Nailed him. Right on the back of the head.
Well, at least we know one thing about Roman Powers. They're capable of hitting you with a cheap shot.
Well, you should know a lot about that.
Yes, look at my neck.
It wasn't a cheap shot. That was right out in front. You asked for it, you got it.
And actually, it was extremely good.
I thought you were a smart guy, Brain. That's why they call you the Brain.
I'm a smart guy.
You weren't too smart when you attacked Kenny Patera. How'd you expect to survive that? You didn't.
I didn't even think. I just reacted. The man, it was a.
Oh, nice leverage move.
Well, he landed on his head, so we know he's not hurt.
A great move by Orton there. He's being severely admonished by the referee, and in the meantime, Morocco is taking advantage of that to punish Roma on the outside of the ring.
Oh, rammed him right into the steel post. Luckily for him, he got a left hand up, a right hand up in front of his face.
This man should teach wrestling with the NCAA.
He should.
The moves this Morocco has.
Yeah, he wouldn't last a day. Gonna bring him in the hard way, suplex from the outside. Vertical, look how long he's holding him up there. Give me a break.
That is really an intimidating move because however long you're there, you know you've got to come down.
That could be the record for the vertical suplex.
Right on schedule.
Roma really suffering from that tremendous move by Orton.
Roman, all that blood was rushing to his head. Tag made, the Magnificent One stepping in.
There's a lot of room for it. There's nothing else in it.
Backbreaker. Oh,
They haven't launched much of an offense, have they, Powers and Roma?
match is young.
So are they.
Yes, they are.
You're right, so far Orton and Morocco have had all the offense in this match.
Had their way with it.
They have commanded with a lot of authority the way this match has been progressing.
Morocco off the second turnbuckle on the inside, found nobody home. Couple of big right hands, and Morocco being wound up here. Drop kick, nailed him on the shoulder. Now he's in the wrong part of town.
You gotta get out of there.
Look at it, it looks like that bear you see at the shooting gallery. You hit him, he goes back the other way, back and forth. Cole Nelson, forget about it. That's a wrong hold from Morocco.
They're too smart for this to happen to them.
Not too smart for that to happen. Over for the cover. Come on, ref.
You can't hold Morocco down with just an average cover like that.
No, especially when the referee's way out of position.
Yes, he shouldn't even be here.
And you got that right.
That was nice teamwork by Roma and Powers there. They made the tag just at the right time, bringing the fresh man in. And Powers now testing his strength on Morocco.
Well, the longer this match goes, the more it's going to go in the favor of the team of Powers and Roma. Because the gas tank of Morocco will get empty in a hurry. He's carrying around about 25 excess pounds.
That's muscle. The size of this man. Forget it, Powers.
Morocco missed twice now. Drop kick caught him. Back to that side headlock. Oh, nice takeover with it.
And brought Morocco right down on his head too, and added advantage there to Powers to bring him down on his head like that. And I'm afraid Morocco is a little tired. I'm not in complete agreement that that extra 25 pounds is doing him a lot of harm, because Morocco has been extremely successful even with that extra weight.
Got a little bit of a left leg injury there he has to deal with as well. I believe he's got a torn gastrocnemius.
Keep it simple for the humanoids. He's got a bad wheel.
Is that gorilla?
Don't you know?
A gastrocnemius?
Gastrocnemius, that's the longest muscle in the body, Lord. Starts at the back of your thigh and runs down behind. What is there, an echo in here or what?
I'm trying to explain.
Go ahead, you explain it.
He's got a bad wheel.
Obviously, Morocco and Orton having a good time in Madison Square Garden against Powers and Roma, who are just starting to get themselves into this match. But as was stated earlier on, the longer it goes, the better it's going to be for Powers and Roma, because the big guy, Morocco, may run out of gas. We'll be back in just a moment.
What I was thinking?
What? Ask me why. How would I know? None of your men are out here. I know none of your men are out here. How do I know why? Don't you have any dolls?
Well, they're not my toys.
What do you mean they're not
What?
your toys?
Hey, let's get back to. I've got to do everything.
Let's go back to ringside to the tag match, please.
You know what I was thinking?
What? Orton and the referee distracted.
See, Alfred, I could have told you in a minute, but he wants to be the show off and use the big words. Let him do it.
He's got a bad leg.
Who? Oh, yeah, Morocco does. How do you like to confuse me out here?
It's not hard. Morocco drops down. Oh, look at that setup. As Ace was waiting for him, planted one right in the kidney area.
But you see, Morocco threw him in that direction. That is excellent teamwork.
That's what tag team wrestling is all about.
Now, Morocco and Orton do combine together very well, and they're tremendously successful. Watch this suplex.
Belly to belly, he nailed him with it.
And trapped his arm there, so there was no way of defending himself.
What's so dangerous about them is they both can wrestle. They both can be mean and vicious, and they both don't care. They'll sacrifice themselves for a move.
You're absolutely right there.
Oh, whoa, did he hit hard. Big bear hug by the Ace. Not one of his specialties, but nevertheless, there it is.
But the man did hit the turnbuckle hard, so he knows his back is hurting.
If his back is hurting, he should have ran him right up there and gave him the superplex.
Powell's struggling valiantly in this hold that Orton has on him so perfectly well, but he couldn't resist that.
Rang his bell for him, but the Ace right back at it again. Tell me that, Alfred, they tell me that his dad was nasty like that too in the ring.
He
Powers'
really was.
dad?
No, Orton's dad.
Very nasty.
They called him the Big O, and
Look at this, setting him up here, wide open. Here comes Morocco. What a clothesline job.
tremendous teamwork by Morocco and Orton. And Powers now in a lot of trouble.
His dad was a lot bigger than Ace. He was taller.
He weighed a little more, I believe, but
Now there's a crushing bear hug right there.
Look at those shoulders. I don't like that.
Look at the grip.
Look at the forearm. It's like Popeye.
The youngster fighting it. How long for how long? Only he himself knows how much of that he can take. Got to get out any way you can, fella.
Come on, Powers. We're used to you quitting, giving up. Go ahead, do it now. Save yourself a bad back. Take a hot shower. Take the rest of the night into town.
you've got to take your hat off to Powers. He's been able to fight against both these bear hugs, one performed by Orton and now by the tremendous power of Morocco. And yet he's fighting back.
That didn't break the hold. That one didn't either. Morocco reluctant about turning. Oh, there it goes. He turned it loose with that third one. Whoa, what an elbow. Surprised Morocco hasn't leaned over here and dedicated something to your brain. He usually does.
When the time's right, I'm sure he will.
Oh, what a drop kick by Orton. Powers, I don't know how he's been able to absorb all this punishment. He really is a resilient young man.
Well, you know that saying, no sense, no feeling.
Orton can do it all. Look out, very high-risk move here as the youngster's laid out there. Oh, he brought his knees up and caught him. Orton paid for that one.
Caught Orton in the lower part of the stomach. And is he going to make this tag?
He made it. Roma in a house of fire unloading. Here comes Morocco. Double noggin knocker. Yes, he nailed him with it. All four men inside now. Referee's rapidly losing control of this match.
He seems to have lost control definitely at the moment. And the youngsters are right on top here.
Look out, reversal. They went flying in together. What are you going to do, ref? There's four guys inside the ring. Make some kind of a decision.
Roma has Orton pinned there, and the referee's not watching this.
Referee doesn't know what's going on.
He's pulled the rock.
Oh, look at that. Morocco turned his own man over. I can't believe it. Morocco thinks they've won.
Morocco made a dreadful mistake there.
Look at Morocco. He thinks they've won.
Just an awful faux pas on the part of Morocco.
I can't believe this.
Wait till Morocco hears this.
The winners of this contest, the team of Paul Roma and Jim Powers.
First of all, I don't think Orton was a legal man in there.
Well, it really didn't matter because all four men were in there at the same time. Now we've got a little after action here. Morocco and Orton cleaning house now.
Oh, they're going to pay for this one.
Uh-oh, look out.
Pass. No.
Look at Morocco.
Oh, gosh. Well, they disposed of Powers, and now they're having anything they want to do with young Roma.
And And the referee's not doing a thing about it. Give me a break.
Morocco and Orton beside themselves with anger there for having lost that match when they had it right within their grasp.
Let's go back and take a look at what transpired here that thought made the Magnificent One think that he was the winner. Now look at this.
In the background,
Goes over here right now and turns his own man over. He thought that it was his partner that was down when indeed it wasn't.
That's what I've been telling you and everybody else. No one will listen to me.
I love it. How could you possibly explain or rationalize for that loss by Morocco and Orton?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Morocco went in, he made the move to roll his man over. But he didn't look down to see who was on top. It was that quick. Now, the referee should have known that Orton was not the legal man in. That's what I've been saying.
We only have 2 hours to. You're going to get it in within the next 2?
If you quit interrupting me.
Go ahead.
It's very simple. Complete referee incompetence in the World Wrestling Federation.
That's your official analysis?
Yes. Would you like me to draw it out?
Would you like me to tell you what I think happened? I think Morocco and Orton were surprised at the offensive power of Roma and Powers, and were in sort of a state of shock. I've never seen the Magnificent One make any kind of a mistake like that before. He's a ring veteran.
Are you saying that Powers and Roma were that much better?
I didn't say they were better. I said that they
on this
they showed more. They showed more than Morocco and Orton were prepared. Special part of our primetime program this week includes a special report by our young colleague, Greg DeGeorge. He's going to be telling us about superstar Billy Graham and what an exceptional career this man had in the World Wrestling Federation. World's heavyweight champion.
Craig DeGeorge was the world's heavyweight champion?
No, superstar Billy Graham.
Oh, well, you were singing the praise of the other guy.
You know, and then an unforeseen accident taking place, which took him out of the picture literally and just about destroyed the man forever. But let's have Greg tell us all about it. Let's go to our special footage on
I've already had
superstar
enough
Billy
of
Graham.
Superstar.
Please.
Hi, everyone. His name, well, synonymous with greatness in wrestling. Superstar Billy Graham. His career a model for excellence. His tenacity and intimidation paved the way to the World Wrestling Federation heavyweight title. Then it all came to a tragic halt, a hip injury. Now, we'll have more on that in a moment. But first, a look at the superstar in action.
What I can't believe he's wrestling with them earrings in, McMahon.
No, I find that difficult to believe as well.
I'll tell you what, if I was in there, he'd definitely get a few more pierced ears.
Either that or we'd rip him right out. Ooh, my.
But I guess maybe that's part of being bad to the bone, being able to wrestle with earrings in.
I don't know anybody else that can do it.
Why are you looking over at me?
I was just looking at your earrings. Compared to the superstars, yours look like they came out of Woolworths.
McMahon.
Not that there's anything wrong with Woolworths.
Wait a minute now. You know, after looking at how you and San Martino dress, you got nothing to talk to me about.
Superstar putting the bear hug. And that's all she wrote. Superstar Billy Graham. That was easy work for him.
Well, superstar Billy Graham continued to be the most feared man in wrestling. He was on top of the squared circle world, but then a tragic blow. His hip jarred, his career deemed over. That the word from world-renowned orthopedic specialist Dr. Lawrence Dorr.
Superstar has a destroyed hip with a smashed head of his femur, which is the ball of the joint. We are going to put this metal stem down into Superstar's bone and replace that with a metal ball on the top of the femur. This will articulate with a plastic socket on the other side of the joint. You can see that with this type of a hip replacement, it will be impossible for Superstar Billy Graham to ever wrestle again. He will be able to walk.
So Graham's career looked to be over. The champ's final bell had rung. With massive hip surgery coming back to wrestling, just not conceivable. But that was the doctor's word, what the critics were saying. And of course, only one man could have the final say on this matter. And at least before surgery, it was quite apparent that the superstar had already made up his mind.
Superstar Billy Graham, my career will not be over, even though the surgeons told me, Superstar Billy Graham, your career is finished. You'll never wrestle again, but Superstar Billy Graham will come back. I am the survivor.
All right, next week we'll take you to the operating room and get an update on the recovery. Can the superstar live up to his word? Return to the ring? Well, we'll find out next week. With this special report, I'm Craig DeGeorge.
Superstar Graham.
Looks like all the guy needs a little oil and a new fan belt. He's just fine.
How could you possibly even think about comparing an injury such as he had to what you're trying to make everyone believe?
Well, I have. He doesn't have to get around. He has to do nothing except go out in the desert and knock tarantulas off his body. I have to be in the corner of my men. I have to fly over the world. I have to sit here with you. I have to negotiate contracts. I can't do that in a looking up at the daisy or in the...
You think it's easy to walk around and knowing that perhaps you will never walk again, let alone not be able to step inside the squared circle anymore?
Who cares about superstar Billy Graham? What about me? No one cares about me.
We haven't got any letters or anything, just that one letter.
I know there's more mail than that. I know there's more mail than that.
Well.
But no, it's destroyed here like everything else that's mailed to me.
You know, medicine can do strange things and the medical profession can do miracles. However, it's what's inside you that really counts as to your recuperative powers.
And it doesn't hurt to have
psychosomatic medicine can do strange and amazing things.
And it doesn't hurt to have a belt around your neck either, have a guy try to rip your head off.
We'll be back with Outback in a moment.
Outback?
Yeah. Outback Jack, indeed, making waves here in the World Wrestling Federation. I don't care what you say about the guy, Brain. He may have a strange haircut. He may do some strange things inside that ring, but he's got that pure power that very few individuals have and can put it in the proper perspective, and this guy can. He's going to run through some guys, and some of those guys are going to be in your family.
Tell the humanoids out there where he's from.
Humpty-Doo.
Humpty-Doo, Australia. Wouldn't you think he'd come here to States and say he's from Melbourne or Newark? No, Humpty-Doo.
Humpty-Doo. Against Frenchie Martin, let's go to ringside.
From Humpty don't.
This contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first in the ring from Quebec, weighing 257 pounds, Frenchie Martin. His opponent is from Australia, weighing 310 pounds, Outback Jack.
From Humpty-Doo, Australia.
Whoa, where?
Humpty-Doo.
He's from Humpty-Doo, Australia?
You got it.
I mean, that nitwit owns up to being from Humpty-Doo, Australia, not Sydney or Melbourne.
Humpty-Doo, that's where he's from, very close to the Outback. That's why they call him Outback Jack.
That's why I call him Outhouse Jack.
Well, not to his face, you don't.
Not afraid of him. It's a nice haircut he's got if you're going to the chair.
Well, it's very economical. Probably didn't cost him anything. Bell's underway. He's in there with a real ring veteran in Frenchie Martin. Boy, I've seen him go through some tough competition all over the world. Australia, South America, Puerto Rico, Brooklyn. I'm surprised they let Outback wear that kind of a belt. That's a weapon right there in the ring when you think about it.
Yeah, but I don't think he'd be dangerous with it. You know, he's got no mind.
I understand he's very well read, very intelligent. Powerhouse, that's for sure.
I guess he likes to hunt and fish.
Yes.
Kind of a simple-minded soul, isn't he?
Likes to hunt strange things like alligators and wallabies.
And capture him and nail him on his shirt.
Well, one got away, I think. Imagine this staring into the face and mouth of a 1,500 pound croc. Frenchie had blocking the right hand. Whoa, did he back up? Threw it in reverse in a hurry. Gonna make this guy mad. Gonna make the big guy mad. What is he, 300 pounds, did he say on the way in?
310.
310.
Pay attention.
Oh, sorry. Very intense look on the face of both men. Side headlock by Frenchie. Got rid of him, shoulder block. Didn't have much success with it. Oh, nice elbow, followed him right in very nicely.
Well, I'm gonna say something now. Outback is learning the American way of wrestling. That wasn't a bad move.
Oh, gee.
He surprised me.
We should call the newspaper or something.
Maybe that's not hair. Maybe that's nerve ends.
Frenchie caught that one right in the kisser. I don't think Frenchie can afford to lose too many more teeth.
The Outback Jack doesn't have a full set of piano keys either, you know.
Well, sometimes it's a little difficult out there in the Outback.
Yeah, if you were going to be a dentist, you wouldn't go to the Outback.
Absolutely not. You know, out there, if you have a cavity and the tooth's bothering you, you just pull it out. You don't worry about any fillings or root canal or any of that stuff.
No anesthetic or anything, right?
No, absolutely not.
Jerk it out of your mouth.
Stuck a finger right in his eye. I don't care how big you are, that'll take its toll. Look at the chops. Oh. Dropped him with that third one.
You better tie his kangaroo down now.
Frenchie, very methodically, starting to go to work here. I'm surprised he got the guy down on all fours.
I'm not. Frenchie Martin's a tough man.
Outback retaliating with some right hands. That one right under the chin. And Frenchie resorts to another rake of the eye. Referee pointing towards the dressing room saying, that's where you're going, fella. You keep that up. Rams him into that top turnbuckle. Wow, there's a belt coming into play there. Frenchie reaches
Don't
right
say
in.
that to me.
Oh.
I want to hear that word belt.
Yeah. Certainly we've had your problems of late. Followed him right in nicely, Outback did. I don't know. I don't think that Outback has in his repertoire the ability to work on a guy when he's not on his feet. He keeps telling Frenchie to get up.
Well, you don't know what goes through the minds of those people that live out there in the outhouse.
Look out. High hip lock. Nailed him with it. Now see. He said something. I couldn't quite make it out. He wants him to get up again. Oh, nailed him with a clothesline.
Give it to him in the back of the head, hey! Give it to him!
Oh, he's going to give it to him right in the back of the head, he said.
Frenchie, look out behind you.
Here he comes. And he did, in fact. Boomerang right to the back of the head. Goodbye, get the hot shower ready.
What a cheap shot.
Cheap shot?
Yeah. He didn't have the guts enough to hit a man forward.
He called it. He did it both ways, front and back.
The winner of this match is Outback Jack.
Outback Jack, Humpty Doo, Australia.
Humpty Dumpty, Australia.
Humpty Doo. I didn't say Humpty Dumpty. Let's go back and take a look at the boomerang action here.
See, look, the man.
Look at
what
that.
a cheap
Woo.
shot.
Not only did he nail him in the back of the neck, he drove his head right down into the canvas. Easy, hooked the leg, 1, 2, 3. Not too many guys going to get a 3 count on Frenchie Martin in that particular style or fashion.
You get a 3 count anybody if you hit him from behind.
Please. Patera hit you right from the front. We'll be back. Just want to take a look here, Brian, see what it would look like to have a championship belt around the waist of Jumpin' Jim Brunzell. Sooner or later, these guys are, it's inevitable. They're going to have a championship belt of some nature. Obviously, you disagree.
I didn't say that.
Well, I can tell by the horrid look on your face.
You always put words in my mouth. Do you like my opinion on the bees?
It's your turn to speak.
My turn? Now, this guy, what's he, an air traffic controller? He points this way. He's pointing this way. He's giving me this signal. He's giving me
He
that.
wants you to land
I don't know if I
somewhere.
should steal second or talk to him.
Go ahead.
Okay, my opinion of the bees is simple. They're an up-and-coming team. They do a lot of flashy maneuvers. They move around very quick. They have a wrestling knowledge. They don't have it here, Gorilla.
What, heartburn?
No, they don't have the intestinal fortitude.
Well,
guts.
that's not there. That's down here. Guts.
No, he's an
No, you
anatomy
wouldn't-
major.
You wouldn't know. You
Okay,
wouldn't
they
know.
don't have it here, but they give it to me here. Now, does that make sense to you?
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. You don't make much sense very often.
Well,
We got a newcomer we're going to take a look at in just a moment. His name's Samuel Houston.
I think it's easy.
A youngster with a lot on the ball. Here he comes. Well, as we promised you, we're going to take a look at the youngster from, I guess he's from
Waco, Texas.
Waco. Oh, that's a rough town.
I wouldn't know. I don't hang around.
Oh, but you've been in
deprived
Texas
areas.
before.
Yes, I was in Texas.
And
before.
I noticed of late you've been frequenting a lot of places with outlaw Ron Bass and trying to poison his mind.
Poison his mind. You don't have to poison his mind.
It's already poisoned, right?
Correct.
Just like the rest of the guys in your stable, family.
He's not in my family or my
Well,
stable. I don't
maybe
have
he
a
will.
stable.
You don't have any champions in your family either, do you?
Do you have any in yours?
That's why you're jealous.
No, the reason I don't manage champions right
I'm
now
not
is
a
because
manager. Why would I have
I'm
any
trying to
champions?
explain something.
Go. Go to the ring.
Introducing first from Tampa, Florida, weighing in at 231 pounds, Terry Gibbs. The opponent from Waco, Texas, weighing 222 pounds, making his World Wrestling Federation area debut, Sam Houston.
Well, nice round of applause for Sam Houston.
Yeah, they both like him.
What do you mean they both like him?
Both people that were applauding.
You better be careful. One of these guys will come out here and smack you on that neck of yours.
Sure, take advantage of an injured man.
Well,
you would. You're a cheap shot artist.
Not like some people I know.
No, not
people
like
learn to mind their own business. They'd be in great shape.
That's exactly right.
You resemble that remark.
I certainly don't.
You certainly don't.
Gorilla, this is the first time I've seen Sam Houston. I've heard a lot about him. I'm waiting to see how he shapes out.
Well, I understand he has a lot of speed, agility, charisma, wrestling ability, wrestling knowledge. He'll need it all against Terry Gibbs, a ring veteran.
He certainly will. Terry Gibbs is a warrior from way back, you might say. An impressive record and a good match for Sam Houston, his debut here in Madison Square Gardens.
You know, it's hard when you debut at Madison Square Gardens because this is the Mecca. And your butterflies just run wild in your stomach, your blood pumps. If you're not ready for it, it can throw you off.
Are you speaking from experience?
I've never been nervous. I was nervous. The adrenaline was flowing.
During the debate, you got a little nervous recently, I understand.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I blew it. I lost my cool. But still, this shouldn't have happened to me.
Who should it have happened to?
Shouldn't have happened to anybody. Patera shouldn't have been let out.
Oh.
He still should have eaten off a tin plate.
Well, certainly taught you a lesson. Keep your big mouth shut.
Hasn't taught me anything. It's taught him a lesson.
It's
the
a
war's
vendetta.
on now.
It's a
the war's
vendetta, yes.
The war's on now.
Arm wringer reversed nicely by the youngster, Sam Houston. Can you give us some, I know, Brain, that you go all over the country and scout different people out. You've obviously seen Mr. Houston inside the squared circle before.
That's correct.
Does he come from a wrestling family, a background in wrestling? Or?
Well, he comes from Waco, Texas, so naturally that means right there he doesn't come from much of a background anyplace.
High cross body. Gibbs down, 2 count only. Nice deep arm drag. Don't you ever have anything positive to say about anybody?
Yes,
You're
I
always
do.
so
The King.
derogatory.
I'd like to talk about the King, if you don't mind. I'd like to talk about King Kong Bundy. To talk about Hercules.
The midget squasher, King Kong Bundy. What a claim to fame.
Well, he squashed a midget, so what?
No, probably at your instructions.
No big deal.
Nice move by young Sam Houston there, Gorilla. He has that speed you were talking about, and he certainly has a lot of skill too.
Obviously, Alfred, do you have any idea how old he is?
By looking at him, I wouldn't say he was much more than 20.
No, he's got a lot of filling out to do. He certainly will. He's got a nice frame for it.
Yes, he's very sinewy. He's obviously worked hard in the gymnasium. With a little more weight on, I would say he could be a threat. But this is very early in this contest, of course.
Very quick, look out, perhaps atomic drop coming up. Yes, he nailed him with it.
A little inexperience there, Gorilla. He stood and watched his man suffer. A more experienced wrestler would have been right into the attack after that, wouldn't he?
See, but he was going back for the original hold. He goes back to the hold, which proves to me he must have been taught wrestling by somebody that knows a lot about wrestling.
That's a good one. He didn't follow up the advantage.
Of course, you got to understand this too, Lord Alfred. He's from Texas, and you know, it must be in the water or something. You don't retain a whole lot of knowledge.
Beg your pardon.
I'm not the governor.
Uh-oh, look at this. Got a chicken wing with the leg hook. Oh,
he's a show-off too.
Well, he does seem to be a little overconfident. And if I were him, I wouldn't underestimate Gibbs. Gibbs is a well-seasoned wrestler with 1 or 2 tricks up his sleeve himself.
But why does he keep educating the people? He keeps raising up one finger. We know how many pretty girls there are in Texas.
you wouldn't know anything about crowd approval or crowd support because you never had any.
I never needed any.
You'll never have any.
And I don't want any.
And you won't get any.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, mention.
Houston has that hammerlock. He had that nicely in there, but Gibbs, with that air of professionalism, a very quick back elbow, changed young Sam Houston's attitude quickly.
I understand, Brain, that you'll be leaving the country for a little bit. Taking a trip out of the country. Oh, beautiful move. Hip lock high out of the corner. And right back to that arm drag.
Where did you hear that?
Oh, I heard it through the Gorilla Grapevine. I understand you're going down for the Bolivian pile driving contest.
The festival.
Yes. Is that one of your favorite events, or what is that?
I'll be touring in Latin America, doing some scouting.
Looking for some more stable horses, or what are you doing?
No, I don't have anything to do with horses or stables.
Well, family members, I should say. I beg your
You
pardon.
never know.
Wow, Gibbs now starting to unload. Irish whip coming up. No, nice reversal. Look out, telegraphed that move. Nobody home, and the youngsters literally now onto concrete here in Madison Square Garden. Not the place to be.
I heard that's how they usually find him at about 2 a.m. at the Red Rock Inn.
Please.
Houston came charging across at a tremendous rate of speed, and I believe Gibbs really set him up for that move. And it was a nice move by Gibbs, and Houston now in a lot of trouble.
Well, Gibbs trying to get some flow of blood back in that left arm and shoulder. Wow, what a chop. Gibbs going out after him.
Might be the last roundup for Mr. Houston.
Not satisfied. Look out. Handful of hair. Slam on the concrete, perhaps. Oh, he nailed him with it.
Why did he take him all the way over there?
Maybe favorite spot or something.
Yeah, but if he'd have used his head, he could have saved all that extra steps and walking and just slammed him twice where he was.
Well, Gibbs has never been accused of having too much gray matter to begin with.
However, he seems to be doing rather well against Houston. And this being his debut here, I would imagine that Houston is desperately hoping to win this match.
Look out. Irish whip in once again. Backdrop. No, sunset flip. I don't think he's going to get the leverage. He did. Gibbs planted one right in the kisser there. Oh, that'll give you a negative attitude.
Oh, Gibbs really measured that knee drop and dropped it with the utmost effect.
Now, Gibbs is right here. That was a slow count.
Why? Because it only reached 2?
It was about 2.5.
Certainly wasn't any doubt in the count in the Silverdome, Pontiac, Michigan, when the big guy went down to defeat.
Tremendous.
Would you like to talk about that for a while?
I'm here to talk about these matches, if you don't mind. Excuse me.
Whoa! He was on the way down that time.
Very, very nearly beaten there.
You know, I have had
The
this happen.
youngster not elapsed there for a moment. Sorry, Bobby, go ahead.
I've had that happen to me during matches when I've been in, where the officiating was so bad, I just left the ring under protest. A lot of people thought I chickened out, but I just left under protest.
Houston on fire right now. Irish whip in on Gibbs. Flying elbow, nailed him with it. Gibbs looking around, trying to get oriented a little bit. Small package. Right in the center of the ring. 2 count only. Backslide coming up. The youngsters got it. Those legs aren't up and driving. You got to drive those legs when you do that.
And a lot of power by Gibbs to escape both those moves.
Put his head down. Cardinal mistake. One made very often by a youngster.
Might be able to get a job as a kicker for the Giants.
And one with those 2 or 3 extra steps in there was
He was measuring him, and the youngster kept moving.
Oh, yes, bulldog. Nailed him with a bulldog. Hooks the leg. Goodbye, Terry.
He's got it. You know, he didn't set him up like a normal bulldog. That's kind of like a flying bulldog.
Did about a 360 in midair. Really did a number on Terry Gibbs, who have Excedrin headache number 5 before this one is over.
Winner, Sam Houston.
I think we're going to be seeing a great deal more of young Samuel Houston.
Package here for Gorilla Monsoon.
Oh,
Top
delivered.
priority.
Wow, look at this.
Who was that guy?
It wasn't a guy. He's a nice-looking young lady.
Neighborhood you live in.
Gee, no point opening this. I know what's in here.
Yeah, I got an idea, too.
Who do you think it's from?
Oh, I don't know, Gorilla. Maybe somebody named Monsoon.
No, it's from Miss Betty.
Miss Betty wouldn't send me nothing with...
She sent it to me.
She wouldn't send, if she sent you
Incidentally,
something
remind
on
me,
my orders, it's ticking.
I have to send, isn't this Miss Betty's birthday? I have to send something this week, don't I?
You can give me some cash. I'll take it along with me.
No, I wouldn't give you any cash to give to Miss Betty. Forget about that. What is she like?
We're on television.
Please. We know. Aw, isn't that cute? Got a little neck brace and everything. I love it. Thanks, Miss Betty.
Miss Betty did not send that.
It says MS here. It could only mean one thing, Miss Betty.
MS is Miss Betty?
Yeah.
Be MB.
No, special delivery.
Let me see that.
Go ahead. You can't read anyway.
Says
this is nice. It's got a little different
Gorilla
flavor
Monsoon
to it. A little neck collar.
And
very interesting. We'll just keep it right here where it belongs.
I'm going to do a little
right now, I'm going to go to a
work on
special
this.
interview with a barber.
All right, hi again, everybody. Mean Gene Okerlund reminding you the World Wrestling Federation is on the move. And speaking of the World Wrestling Federation, there's a tremendous amount of movement within the ranks of this great organization. Something that truly surprised me, a complete 180 and about face for this man in WrestleMania 3, and I think you could see it coming. But all of a sudden, we've got a man who is going it alone these days. He is from San Francisco, California. They call him the Barber. You know him as Brutus Beefcake, and Beefer, come on in. You're looking like that Dal Sassoon of the World Wrestling Federation. I like it.
Oh, baby. You know me, Gene. I'm not alone, brother. There's a lot of people that are out there behind the Beefer right now. And they're chanting, "Go, Barber, go! Go, Barber!" They want to see the Barber trim up a lot of this riffraff that's running around, running wild in the WWF.
You know, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, I've seen some of your work. I must say that luscious Johnny V, I don't know if that's some of your finer work as a barber.
Oh, Gene, that was some of my best work there. See how evenly I did the sides, left that big mohawk right up the middle? That's the Beefer special, you know?
That's what they call a punk rock special.
I don't know if you call it that or not, but Johnny V, see, I didn't finish you off right there on TV because I'm going to take my time. I'm going to make you suffer. I'm going to put the clippers on your head time after time so you never forget what you said and what you did to the Beefcake.
You know, I talked to a gal in a restaurant recently, one of the greatest restaurants in all of Mid-America, and she said that I have the opposite haircut of Johnny V, and I guess when you mention it, it is kind of really... Can you do anything for me?
Gene, I don't know. Maybe a little around the sides here.
Oh, very good. I thank you very much. Brutus, the Barber Beefcake. We're right back. Thank you.
Interesting tag team match coming up. The Rougeau Brothers, Jacques and Raymond, very, very exciting two Montreal individuals that are looking for a crack at the title. Let's be realistic about it. I don't think they're going to have too much trouble against the Lone Ranger and Tiger Chung Lee.
It's not her handwriting.
Whose handwriting?
Miss Betty's.
It is too.
It's not her handwriting. She's my private secretary. I know what she does.
Well, maybe she had somebody write it for her.
She does her own writing.
Jimmy Jack Funk teaming up with Tiger Chung Lee, a most unusual combination against Raymond and Jacques the Rougeaus. Let's go to ringside.
The following is a tag team matchup scheduled for one fall. Introducing first at a combined weight of 520 pounds, first from Seoul, Korea, Tiger Chung Lee. His tag team partner from the Double Cross Ranch in Amarillo, Texas, Jimmy Jack Funk. The opponents, soon to be making their way to the ring area at a total combined weight of 473 pounds, Jacques and Raymond, the Rougeau Brothers.
If you notice something about Jacques and Raymond Gorilla, oh, this is Bobby the Brain Heenan, and with me is my co-host, Gorilla Monsoon.
Thank you.
I'll mention it. If you notice something about these Rougeaus, they're always moving in that ring. They're always jumping around. Obviously, these guys must have been on the lam at one time.
What are you talking about? Do you have any idea what you're talking about?
Of course I do. Well, the Rougeau Brothers, it says it all right there.
A fountain of misinformation, Bobby the Brain Heenan. We're looking at one of the greatest tag team combinations in the world today as far as tag team competition is concerned, with one thought in mind, a crack at the title. Currently being held by the Hart Foundation, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, Bret the Hitman, under the tutelage of the Colonel.
Jimmy Hart.
won't be an easy task. Tiger Chung Lee, although a strange combination. Oh, look at that nice maneuver. Sitting right up on his shoulders. Yes, he got up there. Look out, forward roll, pinning combination. Hooks the leg, settles back, referee right there. No. Close, but no cigar. As Mean Gene would say, only in horseshoes and hand grenades. Why do you think, Brain, that Tiger Chung Lee would team up with a guy like Jimmy Jack?
I think Tiger Chung Lee is trying to find a partner. I think he's gone out and he's tried to find anybody that'll team up with him. But he hopes that they can gel with his style.
Well, it seems to me that Tiger Chung Lee, if looking for a tag team partner, would look at somebody like perhaps Killer Khan.
Well, and again,
Not a guy that doesn't have both oars in the water like Jimmy Jack.
But maybe that's what he likes. Maybe him and Khan don't get along. You know, one's from Korea and the other one's from Mongolia. Well, maybe there's a little civil war there.
Look out, crisscross. Drop down in front, over the top goes Jimmy Jack once again. Nice leapfrog. Reverse monkey flip, nailed him with it. Into an arm drag. Ramon having a good time.
Yeah, every time you leave Montreal, you have a good time.
You had some nice times up in Montreal.
No, I never enjoyed myself there.
Could have fooled me.
Oh, that one evening, but that was
a couple of barracudas.
It wasn't me.
Yes, it was you.
It was not me. That was
Didn't
Lord
have the neck
Alfred.
brace on, but-
That was Lord Alfred.
No, it was not.
Yes,
I
it
know
was.
Lord Alfred when I see
No,
him.
he bowered my coat that evening. I walked off and took it off the rack.
Going to work on the left arm and shoulder now of a guy who actually believes he is the Lone Ranger. Irish whip in. Ooh. Ramon got clobbered from the outside by Tiger. Devastation as far as martial arts are concerned. This guy knows how to deliver them. And he's around that 285-pound mark, which makes him extremely dangerous. Seen a lot of quick tags, showing me some continuity on the team that I didn't expect to see.
I told you.
Shoulder breaker, nicely executed. 2 count, that's all.
Maybe he's found Mr. Right.
Highly unlikely. Another quick tag, Dave.
You know if they're keeping him in their corner, too. That's a sign of a good tag team.
Cut the ring in half is the name of the game in tag team wrestling.
Or cut the Rougeaus in half.
No, tag rope wrapped around the neck.
Now, how did Raymond get tied up?
Amazing, huh?
Clumsy fool. With a rope.
Referee trying to maintain some kind of a semblance of order in this one. Irish whip in. Watch out. Went for the clothesline, abdominal stretch. Right in the center of the ring. Tiger Chung Lee will have to make a move here. This one's over. He did. And Jacques in to meet him. All 4 men inside right now. Look out.
Referee's lost control again.
Kind of tough when there's 4 guys in there and you're trying to keep 2 of them out all the time. Reversal.
Oh.
Wow. Double drop kick and they bang together again. And a double drop kick once more. Lee's a goner. He's out of there. Watch this move, Brain. A beauty. Backflip right over the top of his partner. Goodbye for Jimmy Jack.
Takes 2 men to beat 1 man. Now, you really think that's something, don't you?
Rougeau's most impressive.
To who?
To everyone. I can see it. It's just unreal the way these guys put their act together, so to speak. Know what each other is thinking at all times.
Here are your winners, the team of Jacques and Raymond, the Rougeau Brothers.
Rougeau Brothers victorious. Let's go back and take a look. Here it comes. The backflip extended. Knocked the wind right out of it, right?
2 against 1. I still say that.
It's a tag team match. It was 2 against 2 when they started.
I know that. 2 on each side, but now forget it.
Rougeau's on the victory. Rougeau's certainly are exciting. You must admit that, Brain.
Not exciting to me.
You know, as far as tag team competition is concerned, you've got here the K&M, who are just unreal. You've got the Hart Foundation, the champions, of course. The Islanders, Haku and Tama.
Demolition.
You've got the Killer Bees, Demolition, action, hot and heavy here in the World Wrestling Federation. We're back, folks, and as we promised, the 305-pound Russian Nikolai Volkoff will be joining us. Opposition for him this week here on Prime Time Wrestling, 82nd Airborne Corporal Kersner.
You know, he really doesn't like...
Go ahead. I know
Maybe
it's
Miss
for
Betty.
you.
Yo.
I have to put up with this all the time. He doesn't have any phone
Great.
bills of his own.
Great.
Constantly.
Tell him I'll be right there.
What's great?
My attorney is here from Beverly Hills to put you in your place, Monsoon.
Please, give me a break, Brian.
Lance Wilshire, my
Lance
attorney,
Wilshire.
will be here.
Let's go to the match.
I'm going to go get
This contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from the Soviet Union, weighing 315 pounds, Nikolai Volkoff. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Volkoff would like to ask you all to please rise for his singing of the Soviet national anthem.
You can bet he wouldn't be singing that if Hacksaw Jim Duggan were here. Yeah, stand up, you dummy. Well, Lenin and Stalin are turning over in their graves at that rendition.
His opponent is from Fort Bragg, North Carolina, weighing 263 pounds. Here comes Corporal Kersner.
82nd Airborne. Corporal Kersner with a Maple Leaf here in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens.
What a cheap way to get support. Why don't you come out here with an American flag? You give up its citizenship?
Who knows where he is? He's in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens. Show a little respect. Come out here with a Canadian flag. What's wrong with that?
Every place he goes, he carries a flag. You know, I really enjoyed the singing and the way Nikolai sang that Russian national anthem.
Oh! There, broke the flag right over the back of Corporal Kersner. Nikolai Volkoff really doing a Pearl Harbor job. Corp's in trouble right off the bat. Referee Terry Orson couldn't do a thing about it. The bell and the clobbering came at about the same instant.
Right to the side of that big Russian boot.
You can bet whenever you see this guy inside that squared circle that the devious Iron Sheik cannot be far away.
He's around, I bet. I wonder where Slick is.
Look out. Roll up. I don't think he'll be able to hold those legs. No, he couldn't. Volkoff with those 33-inch thighs just powered out of there, but now it's Kersner on the aggressive offensive here. Corporal on the second turnbuckle on the inside, bombs away. Nailed him, a beauty.
What's he got in his fist? Something's wrapped there.
Piece of tape.
Well, who knows? Has that been inspected? There's something inside there. You can't trust a guy like Kersner.
Hand is open. Do you see anything falling out of it?
No, it's probably taped in the knuckle portion.
Drop kick, caught him right on the arm with it.
Illegal boots.
What's illegal about it?
They're not wrestling shoes.
How do you know?
Because I know wrestling shoes. Those are combat boots with a steel toe, I bet. Well, Kersner, you're going to need a steel toe. You're going to need your belt buckle, whatever you've got in those baggy pockets.
A 360 reverse crescent kick by the 305-pounder, most impressive. Big smile on his face. He likes the way this match is going. Oh.
Shouldn't have hurt him. He jumps out of planes. What's another 5, 6
with
feet
a parachute.
drop?
A lot of scars on the cranium of Nikolai Volkoff, some of the wars that he's been in. Oh, look at that. Clothesline him right on top of that steel barricade.
You know, when you talk about country versus country, actually I'm an American. But when you talk about athletes versus athletes, I got to go with Volkoff. He's a superior athlete.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
And he can sing.
Oh, please. Yeah, he and the Honky Tonk Man are both in the same league. Corporal in deep trouble here in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens. He got rammed into that steel barricade, and that thing doesn't move very much either. Doesn't want him back in the ring. That'll cost you a whole lot of dollars right there, as well as the match.
He knows it. He's aware of it. Who does the referee think he is getting in his way?
Referee's out there to maintain order, at least some semblance of it.
Kersner seems to be really hitting the silk tonight, don't he?
He's hitting that concrete floor pretty hard, I know that. Got to be a tough guy to be in the 82nd Airborne, I'll tell you that too.
You got to be a tougher guy to beat Volkoff.
Yeah. Remains to be seen.
82nd Airborne. Now the guy.
Oh, snatch the leg of the big guy. Uh-oh. Gonna do a little damage here. Got him hung out there to dry. Oh, rams the leg right into the steel post. That'll slow the big guy down a little.
He should have been counted out. He's out there for a 30 count.
Corporal's got the crowd approval. Go ahead and do it. Wasting a lot of valuable time here.
He's like his uniform. Green.
Dropped the boot right in the lower solar plex area. Corporal now winding him up. Clothesline City, nailed him with it. Nice elbow drop, over for the cover, a little bit slow on that. Can't hook that leg, it's too big.
Whoa. See, whatever wind he knocked out of Volkoff, he wasted so much time there asking the fans' approval. Volkoff got his win back. Mark of a rank amateur.
Well, I agree with you. You wasted quite a bit of time there. Reversal.
Of course you agree with me. I'm right.
Corporal turning the tables here. Look out.
Want to hear about the real estate property I'm going to buy? The biggest investment of my life? No.
Earlier on in the match, Corporal Kersner had a good go at Nikolai Volkoff, almost able to put him away, but the big Russian retaliated. He's got that recuperative power. He can take physical punishment and have that resiliency to still come back, but this one a long way from being over.
Or are you going to be put in your place?
We'll be right back. Why don't you try to make sense once in a while?
I'm making a lot of sense.
You're making a lot of sense.
Talk to the people.
I don't know what you're
Talk
talking
to your people.
This guy's giving me Excedrin headache number 5. Let's go back right now to ringside. Nikolai Volkoff trying to figure out Corporal Kersner. Somewhere that I'm familiar with?
You do want to know, don't you? I'm buying a retirement home for Patera. Alcatraz. Just want him to feel at home.
Backward suplex, double underhook, could be all she wrote. No, Corporal snuck out the back door.
Come on, referee, count to 3. Do your job.
You haven't bought anything in the last 4 or 5 years that I know you. Why would you buy something now? Cheapskate. Wonder they call you deep pockets. 2 count again. That's twice now he's touched the referee.
Well, you have to let him have that little leeway there because he's a foreigner and he doesn't understand English that well.
Yeah, he knows how to go to the bank, though, doesn't he?
First thing he's taught.
Corp hard into the corner.
Cash in those rubles.
Once again, bear hug. Corporal getting the air literally squeezed out of him here by the big 305-pound Russian. I'll give him credit, he's fighting it.
I don't think he has a chance. They probably drum into his mind, never surrender. Don't be taken prisoner.
Well, Nikolai could put him away right here if he turned this into a gut-wrench suplex and just took him over with it. It would be all over, but the Corporal's fighting this on his feet right now. That adrenaline starting to flow through the body. Oh! He gave him a wake-up call. Corporal's still in deep trouble, though. He's hurt. Double axe handle. Right to the kidney area. Look at this, a bow and arrow. Submission hold. Got to be careful, though. At the same time, your shoulders are down. Oh, he reached into the hair. Come on.
He had him, too. He shouldn't have reached for the hair. Oh, he just made a mistake. You know, it's a little hard for him to understand sometimes. You have to kind of bend over backwards for the guy.
Oh, yeah. He understands everything perfectly. Corporal now with a couple of uppercuts. Drives him back. Irish whip in. Nailed him with that elbow. Got him down again. Oh, very haphazard, lackadaisical sort of cover there. Even had he not reached the ropes, the big guy wouldn't have had any trouble.
I think he's out of gas.
Who's out of gas? Nikolai?
The Corporal.
Small package. Now's his chance to get him. Nope. Couldn't hold those legs down. Backslide coming up. Shoulders are down. You got to drive with those legs, which he did not do. Corporal takes his shirt off. Clothesline City, yes.
Well, that should be disqualification. It's a foreign object.
Oh, raised the knees up right at the last moment.
Took too long. Took too long.
Nikolai on the warpath now. Look at this. Awesome power. Good night.
I'll see you around, Monsoon.
Take a hike ski. Very impressive victory for the big guy, Nikolai Volkoff.
Here is your winner, Nikolai Volkoff.
Well, the Corporal did everything he could do, including taking off his singlet. Didn't help him very much as the big Russian survived everything that the 82nd Airborne could throw against him and then put him away with that awesome backbreaker. Nikolai Volkoff hasn't lost an inch. We'll be back.
The big Russian Nikolai Volkoff, very impressive in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens. That has been one of his favorite spots. Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Well, he's here.
Who's here?
Lance
Wilshire. Lance Wilshire.
Bobby, baby, have no fear, Lance. Wilshire is here. You're
How you
attorney,
doing?
in fact, all the way from Hollywood, California, and Beverly Hills. How do you doing? Who are you, sir?
This is the man I was telling you about. This is Gorilla Monsoon.
This is Monsoon, huh?
That's right.
This is the man who's giving you such a hard time.
This is your lawyer?
Now, counselor at law, officer of the court, and Beverly Hills attorney extraordinary. Lance Wilshire in person. How do you feel, Booby?
It's still a little sore.
It looks that way.
But look at this. Look at the doll.
A business card?
You want a business card?
Yeah.
Seeing that you're such a big man, I'll give you two of them. Lance Wilshire, just like the Boulevard. That doll has a bandage on it.
Okay, and this stuffed weasel doll here.
It's a YMCA card.
Who's doing this to you?
Who is doing this? Mr. Greencoat right here.
Mr. Greencoat is occupying a seat which I think is rightfully yours, Bobby. And the way we will work things out, you will be in charge.
Well, what I'd like you to do is come here next week, sit with me for the whole entire program, and take some notes.
I shall.
I want you to observe how this man treats me, how he constantly puts me down. I even want you to check out this ham and egg staff we have here.
Don't excite yourself. I will be here. We will take it under consideration and eventual litigation. Please, don't touch the material.
Have you ever lost a case?
We've never lost not
You ever
only
had
a
a case?
We've yes, but it was taken care of. No,
2
we
years
have
couldn't
never
get
lost a
locked up.
case. And don't worry
Right
about
now,
it,
let's go to a
because
special
with this
interview with
man
Leaping
here,
Randy Poffo.
I can see it.
All right, stay tuned. We're going to get you back up into the ring here in just a moment or two for more exciting World Wrestling Federation action. You got to like this guy. He is from Downers Grove, Illinois, and he is truly hung in the World Wrestling Federation. You knock this guy down, he gets right back up again, and he just happens to be the poet laureate of the World Wrestling Federation. Leaping Lanny Poffo, come on in. Leaping Lanny, I imagine you've got one of those patented gems for us this week.
Well, thank you very much. You know, as poet laureate, I do take on a diversity of topics, and sometimes the people go wild, and sometimes I'm pelted with eggs. This particular poem has nothing to do with wrestling, but it has a lot to do with a lot of things that people are interested in. And I'm talking, of course, about Jerry Lewis Muscular Dystrophy Telethon.
All right, let's hear it.
Jerry Lewis has some kids that need your helping hand and a miracle or two from up above. Every year his telethon reminds us we're a family, united by the healing bonds of love. Helping those less fortunate is never out of style. There's a human being in each wheelchair. Every dollar says I love you in a very special way, so dig down deep and show them that you care. It brings great satisfaction when you know you've done your best, for here on earth God's work must be our own. When he sings his final song, let's all join in together, so one day Jerry's kids can walk alone.
Well, I'll tell you what, that is very touching. As you know, Leap and Lanny Poffo, I am a very good friend of Jerry Lewis, and I had an opportunity recently to talk to Jerry in Las Vegas, and his work continues on, and it's absolutely marvelous, and I'm glad you could come up with something very appropriate for this great man and that great cause.
Thank you very much, Mean Gene. Now I'm going to go off and do some more wrestling.
I thank you very much. He is the poet laureate of the World Wrestling Federation. Very nicely done. That's a nice touch from Leap and Laddie Poffo, one of the great ones, one of the great superstars that you see here each and every week in the World Wrestling Federation. Stay tuned, we've got some important messages, and then we're back with more action.
Who the guy is? You think it's a joke, huh? You think
You're
it's
gonna
funny?
look funny with egg on your face or banana on your face.
Feature time once again here on Prime Time Wrestling this week, and our feature is indeed a beauty. Tito Santana, former Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, taking on the Natural, Butch Reed, now under the tutelage of the Slickster. This guy reminds me of a Slickster right here.
You see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take legal action against you and physical action against Patera.
You already
I'm going to do it
that.
all from sitting here. I'm not going to bother anybody.
Let's go to ringside.
Introducing first in the ring to my right, from Tocula, Mexico, weighing 244 pounds, Tito Santana. His opponent is managed by the Doctor of Style, Slick. From Kansas City, Missouri, weighing 255 pounds, the Natural, Butch Reed.
To Georgia with Jesse the Body Ventura and, of course, wrestling's living legend, Bruno Sammartino. This, of course, a matchup that goes back a couple of months.
First thing to George, I don't know what your aspect is on this match or what you even know about wrestling. So you just maybe ought to sit back and let me and Bruno handle this.
Well, yes, we're here for the call. That's all the play-by-play. Of course, in the color commentary, look for your usual insight.
Well, one thing, Craig, you have here Butch Reed is showing us that he's not only a very vicious individual, but a very powerful man. But Santana knows all the tricks. He's got such tremendous speed. He's so agile, so it should be an interesting contest here.
Well, I think that's going to be your classic example right here. You know, Santana doesn't dare match speed, match power, I should say, with Butch Reed. He's got to go the speed aspect. He's got to stick to scientific wrestling. If he roughs it up, I think he's going to be at a great disadvantage.
No question that Reed is one of the most powerful of the World Wrestling Federation. That gorilla slam is unprecedented.
Well, but on the other hand, we have, Santana's a very fiery individual, takes a backseat to no one. And right now, look, he's in the receiving end. But you watch Santana, he's got that left. Oh, there he comes.
Reed missed with the big right, and Santana lands a couple of rights. And again, to the face of Reed. Another big right.
Now, there you are. There you are, Jess. It goes to show you that Santana can mix it up, can he?
4 big rights.
4 big rights, all closed fist, all illegal.
Whoa, of course.
All illegal, and the referee doing nothing about it.
Well, all
That's
illegal.
Despicable. A closed fist is illegal, right, Bruno?
Oh, absolutely. But again, what was Mr. Reed doing?
Was his fist closed?
Oh, yes, they were.
All right, then they were all illegal, right, George?
Oh, well, yeah.
All right.
Both of you agree on that.
Of course I agree, but then again, what brought it on? It was
a swing and a miss.
And Slick in the corner may have had something to do with that as well. Tito wants to pay back some dues for sure. And listen to the crowd, Jess.
Well, I'll tell you what, if there's dues to be paid back, it's Butch Reed that's got the dues to pay back, because after all, it was Chico Santana who totally body slammed his manager, Slick. Slick is not a wrestler, but Chico took it upon himself to make Slick a wrestler.
Well, there's no doubt that did happen. WrestleMania 3 will attest to that.
Well, but on the other hand, Slick has been sticking his nose in a little too much, and maybe now he'll be a little more careful after what happened with Santana. That body slam, I think, might have taught him a little bit of a lesson.
Oh, a knee to the chest of Santana, then a big right from Reed.
You notice Reed's hitting with a forearm.
And
Reed
a close
is not
fist.
hitting with a fist. He's hitting with the forearm, which is legal.
Good point. He's got him up, but couldn't get him. Santana now, the back foot. Will he get him? Oh, that was close. Big kick by Santana. Another one.
What a drop kick. You see that? Both drop kicks to the face.
You talk about power. I think Santana's displaying some power here with his feet.
Well, he showed great agility and speed and height because he caught the natural right to the face with both drop kicks.
Look at this, Slick. He was trying to taunt Santana as he gets the natural back up.
Well, that's what Chico's got to do. Chico's got to use aerial tactics. He cannot sit in that strength with Butch Reed.
I agree with that. Butch Reed is the stronger of two, there's no question. But then again, with his speed, with his skills,
I tell it like it is, Bruno. Chico is wrestling a good match right now. He's doing what he needs to do.
Yes, he is. And as a result of it, look at Reed. Reed doesn't seem too anxious to get in that ring.
Well, thus far, both have had their licks.
That's called strategy.
That's right. Reed to the left, of course. Santana in the blue. And the crowd again getting into it.
You hear them? They're all chanting Chico, Chico.
It sounded a bit like Tito. But it definitely ended with O. I'll give you that much. This is a stare-off now. Santana and Reed. Reed's got Santana in the headlock.
Well, when a guy like Reed gets you in a headlock with his power, he will hurt you. There's no question about it. And Santana right now is feeling that. Although here he goes.
Santana buckles out, but then takes the big elbow. Santana!
Another closed fist. Hit him with another closed fist.
Well, the referee is pointing out something.
A closed fist, yes, and there's Reed. Reed right now is a little baffled.
I mean, the only way Chico seems to get the advantage is to use an illegal punch.
Well, I don't know about that. Look at this now. Look at Reed. He's got something in his right hand.
Reed put an object in there, Bruno.
Yes, indeed. Look at that. Look at that, Jesse. His right hand.
You can't see it right now, Jess, but that other shot, I think Bruno will attest to it. He stuck something in there.
There you go.
What do you see?
Well, you can't see it, but he's got his hand closed.
Oh, well, and Chico hasn't had his hand closed?
All right, we'll see.
It looked like Slick gave him something, Jesse.
If I was Butch Reed, I'd have a closed fist right now.
Look, the referee now will tell us what it is.
There's nothing. Nothing. You're both wrong.
Okay, that's true.
You're both wrong. Nothing.
But now
look where it was. It wasn't in his hand. It was in his shorts there.
It's called trunks, DeGeorge. Trunks.
You're in the trunks.
Trunks.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, you and McMahon, I think both of you should go into wrestling so you can learn a little bit more about this. It's called trunks.
Well, Reed is hearing now from the referee as they will check the trunks.
And what has he found? Nothing. Nothing.
Well, it really was a superficial look. All right, we'll see.
Look at Chico wants no more of the match. He's out on the apron.
Well, I think it's a little disgust because Tito Santana has seen something in Butch Reed's
I think that Slick and Butch Reed are just playing a mind game. They're psychologically defeating Santana right now, making Santana believe that.
I'm not so sure Reed has the edge in that department because Santana appears to be hanging right in there. We'll see. Santana is twisting Reed up like a pretzel here. Reed is crumbling.
Reed is in a lot of pain right now. Uh-oh.
He's standing right on his hand, keeping him down. Oh, powerful foot to the head.
That's a very sportsman move, isn't it?
Well, he's doing it with the flat part of the shoe.
You know what oh, that makes it okay. You know what I'd like to know is what has Butch Reed done to deserve all these closed fists and rule breaking on the part of Chico Santana?
Well, in the beginning of the, now look at this. Did you see
there
him?
it is, yeah.
Now tell me you didn't see him go in his tights, grab something, and hit Santana.
Butch Reed grabbed something. Again, we do not know what it is, and we don't see it.
But Jesse, do you think that one punch could do this to Santana? Look at this.
One punch could if I hit him, or if Butch Reed hit him, you're darn right.
Yeah.
Now, if Craig DeGeorge hit him, I don't think so.
Well, if he had an object in his hand, he certainly has hurt Santana.
Oh, it has affected Santana. No doubt, as you saw in that close-up shot of his face, he's taking some blows now, but all back to that first shot by Reed with the object.
Look at the strength there of Butch Reed lifting Chico right in the air.
No question about it. That's a lot of power there.
And throws him down.
He is a strong man. Nobody argues with that, Jesse. Reed is a very powerful man.
Reed trying to put the finishing touches on here.
He's not really going for a pin here. He's just looking to dish out some punishment. Santana's got some dues to pay for what he did to the Slickster.
It looked like Reed could have had the pin there if he wanted it.
Now look at this. I believe the fists are close here too, Jesse.
That's right. Do
Okay.
unto others what they've done to you, Bruno.
Well, the thing is, who started it all?
Chico.
Reed and Santana, quite a match.
Whoa, what a blow. Right on
And another big one.
Tito's head. Wow. Now, that was a damaging blow.
If I were Reed, I'd go for the gorilla slam right here. He's got him hurt. He's got him down. Finish him off.
Oh, right in the mat. Santana having his problems at this point.
Well, Reed better not try to be fooling around trying to extend this because Tito Santana.
Bruno, all this taunting, is it affecting Butch Reed? It looks like he could put him away, and he's really taunting and trying to get the licks in instead of perhaps winning the match.
Well, you know, I'll agree with Bruno. You know, I call it like it is. I think Reed's making a mistake. There he's going for it. Whoa, he almost got it.
We got two.
Can't believe that Jesse the Body Ventura is agreeing with Bruno Sammartino. That's got to be a first, and this is indeed a first as a classic.
Monday.
As the natural Butch Reed trying to solve the moves of the tricky, speedy Tito Santana. Whole lot more action coming up in this match in just a moment. Well, folks, just about time to go back to ringside. And this, what are you whistling about?
Well, you're probably wondering why I was on the phone. You see,
really, I really wasn't.
Well,
I was wondering why you were whistling.
Because I'm going to give you a break here. I'm auditioning now for new co-hosts.
Go back to ringside.
You're done.
On the part of that referee.
Well, I think earlier in the match it was reversed.
He's giving Chico every benefit of the doubt.
And Greg Santana coming back. Another one to the midsection.
I think Santana's got something in his hand.
Another one.
Look at the closed fist. Santana's got something in his hand, I think.
No, I don't think his hand opened up. We didn't see anything fall down. But just as soon as Santana throws a couple of rights, Reed with a very powerful over-the-ropes move.
What Reed here just showed some strength because he caught Santana by the tights, and I mean, he pulled him with such force that he literally picked him up and threw him right up between those ropes. And I mean, he literally flew out of that ring.
Ooh, I think Slick's calling for a slam on the floor. Head into the protective railing over there.
You hardly know it was protective in that incident.
Well, what I mean, it protects the fans.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't protect the wrestler.
Oh. This has been a real tough match.
You think Chico maybe now wishes he'd have never abused Slick like he did?
I don't know. Right now, I'll tell you what he's thinking. His side is bothering him quite a bit where he just hit that steel railing.
He is having trouble getting up.
And he's got sore ribs, I'll tell you. I hope that they're just sore and nothing more than that.
You know, Santana is having trouble. And right into the railing.
And did you see how smart the Slickster was? Slickster occupied the referee and allowed Reed to do that damage.
And Santana does not have that luxury, of course, because he does not have a manager.
Well, it's probably because nobody really would want to manage him. Did you ever think of that?
I'm not too certain. I've talked with Tito about the subject. He feels he can handle himself just fine. Doesn't need the extra man, perhaps the headaches.
But, Jesse, why do you say clever when you know very well that the referee, I mean, a manager's not allowed to interfere with a referee or anybody else, yet you're calling that clever? That's illegal.
It worked.
Well, it worked.
Here it is, perhaps. Oh! Santana brought Reed down! Couldn't get the 3 count. It looked like Reed was going to flip Santana over. And again, Tito is on the receiving end.
Well, I think Butch Reed's getting real serious now about a pin. I think he's done the damage. He wants a pin now.
And no. We've seen the 2 count about 4 or 5 times already. Santana going on just raw gut energy at this point because he has taken a real beating here last few minutes.
No question, right now Santana's hurting and he's in bad shape right here. But listen to these people. Tito, I'll tell you, that'll bring on some added strength.
If anything can bring out that extra enthusiasm, and it looks like it may help Tito Santana. Listen to the crowd.
Listen to the crowd and look at Tito's really fighting it, and we're talking about a very, very powerful man.
Why is it that some wrestlers need crowd approval? In order to perform at their best, they have to be the home team.
Well, didn't you like hearing the crowd?
I mean, when I wrestled, I never needed crowd approval to win matches. Maybe Bruno did, I don't know.
Well, I won't tell you that didn't help. When you're down and those people start chanting for you, it helps. There's no question about it. And look at Santana right now. He's getting strength from this audience.
There he comes up. The question is, can he now put the blows on Reed? Couple of big shots.
Second elbow. And a great move by Butch Reed.
Oh, that was impressive.
He took Santana back down to that mat and took away the rally.
Again, though, was unable to roll him back and get the 3 count, but he did get him down.
And he's wearing him down with that headlock. When you got a set of guns like Butch Reed, that headlock's going to take its toll after 5 minutes.
Not only that, just leaning on him with all that weight for the last 5 or 10 minutes has to take a toll, you would think. He's trying to get the shoulders down.
No, he's not going to pin him this way. Santana will not be pinned this way.
Santana able to twist over, as you saw, to avoid the 3 count.
Look at this. Did you see that Slick was given leverage to Butch Reed by pushing on his legs?
He's reaching over, as you can see.
Absolutely.
Into the ring area. Slickster getting, again, very close to the action, and really, Bruno, that's not necessary. He can do his shouting.
Well, of course, Jesse will disagree with us on that, but the manager can shout, but he cannot interfere by giving
San Martino, I have not disagreed with you. Don't think for me. Don't think for me.
Well, yeah, but wait a minute. A while ago, you said that if it works, it's fine.
That's
meaning
right.
if Slick is interfering.
Well, let's accept this. He agreed with us. Headlock again around Santana. It's been there almost the whole match.
I think he's choking him. Reed is using a bit of a choke.
No way.
Certainly trying.
No way. His chin is right in the crook of his arm. How can you call that a choke?
Well, let's see. Look at this.
He's up again.
Santana showing a little power here.
Gotta admire him. A big shot. Another shot. Can he put him down? Off the ropes. A big knee to the gut.
This could be it. This could be it. He caught him with that knee, smacking the jaw with all of Reed's weight. That could do it. But see, Jesse, big mistake. Look at him. He hesitated too long.
2 and no.
Why did that referee's arm stop?
It stopped when Santana was able to just push Reed up.
Blame Reed. Reed wasted a good 3-4 seconds. He could have covered him, and he was so sure he had him, he took his good old time.
He's not only trying to win, he's trying to win showy, and that could affect the Reed victory here. He's had a couple of chances.
The pile driver's not showing.
Perhaps that delay in getting the 3 count go in. He's remarked several times now he's had an opportunity.
This was a shocker. He got caught with a pile driver, and he actually kicked out of that. That's unbelievable.
Oh, he buckled him right into the ropes. And again, I don't know how Tito Santana is doing it after taking the punishment that we've seen here. Reed going to the middle rope. Oh, he took one in the butt.
Well, Chico better do it now.
And a foot to the head. Again.
Santana's all fired up. Look at him go now. Whoa, look at this.
Couple of big shots by Santana, trying to finish off the natural. Another one.
This might be it.
It's 2.
Oh, no.
Reed again kicks out.
Well, I thought you got to give them both credit. They've both been caught in some tough situations and both keep getting up. Two very tough individuals here. Look at these.
Head right to the canvas. Off the ropes. A fist in the face.
I'm glad you called that a fist, Greg.
Uh-oh, figure 4 leg lock.
Now the figure 4.
And he's got it. That's it. This is it. No escape here. No escape.
Oh, he made it. He made it. He proved Bruno wrong. There was an escape.
He sure did. I never thought he'd be able to get close enough to reach for those ropes.
And white rope there saved Butch Reed. And now Reed is lying there, and Santana being kept away by the referee.
As well he should. Reed was still in the ropes.
All day long. Oh, what's this?
What is this?
Well, the bell is rang. Either we have a disqualification or the time has run out.
Now Reed throws the referee off again. And he continues to hammer away at Santana well after the bell.
Now this should be a disqualification right here for manhandling the referee like that.
Al Swickster is in the ring. That's double trouble, of course. Bell is ranked 3 times. Oh, Santana! Off the ropes, hammering Butch Reed. He'll go right off the canvas. Where is Tito Santana getting his strength from?
So curious here, what happened now? Is there a disqualification? Did time run out?
We're going to get the announcement right now, Bruno. Let's go.
The official decision, the referee rules this bout a draw.
Well, in retrospect,
Fans not happy with the decision.
all right, let's take a look now at this replay. And, you know, you look back, both had good opportunities, gentlemen.
There's Santana catching Reed off the ropes, wham, with that big forearm, knocking the natural down. But this, of course, was after the bell had rang.
And it is a draw. Good match here. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more from ringside.
Certainly like to see that particular match in a return with a special 30 or 45-minute time limit, because that really didn't settle anything.
I don't think Tito would sign for a match like that. What am I talking to you for?
Why are you talking to me? Because eating is a habit you get into at a very early age, and it's very difficult to break.
I don't understand.
You don't understand. You're making a living here, aren't you? That could cease to exist in a hurry.
No. Lance will be here next week. Lance Wilshire, my attorney.
That piece of garbage is coming back?
Go ahead, say what you want about him.
I will.
Okay, well, you'll find yourself in front of a judge.
Please.
You won't have any place to eat. You'll be climbing up trees with CV off eating bananas. That's what you'll be doing. Well, I'll be here as host.
Is this the guy that represented you in the World Wrestling Federation hearings?
Yes, he is.
Sure, okay. Is he the guy that represented you in your disclaimer, so to speak, that you were unhappy about Silverdome?
No, we're still trying to get a hold of Jack Tunney.
Well, folks, that wraps it up for another week here on Prime Time. And next week, our special Memorial Day program, and what a lineup it's going to be. First of all, we're going to give you some further information on the superstar Billy Graham story and bring you up to date on it. And then a special ladies title match will be on hand. And then to top it all off with fireworks and everything, world's heavyweight champion Hulk Hogan is going to join us.
For some big Memorial Day bash you're planning, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Well, also, Lance Wilshire will be here, my attorney. He's going to take notes. He's going to watch everything you do. And he's going to see if we have grounds for a case. See, I know we have grounds for a case. All this embarrassing me with the neck brace, with this and that.
Case of what? What are you taking? You're in pain, obviously.
Yes, I am.
Take your medication. You'll need a lot of it before this program is over, I'll tell you that. We will have unbelievable... Kenny! Yes!
Kenny!
It's not Ken Patera, relax. Kenny Rodriguez, Kevin Dunn's brother-in-law, just got back from his honeymoon. If it was Patera, he'd be coming from this direction.
Oh.
No, he's not here this week.
Lance! See, I've had enough of this.
Obviously, very paranoid.
You've done this to me again?
Next week, maybe we'll be coming to you from a rubber room. Until then, Gorilla Monsoon for the paranoid one, saying so long, everybody.